Hey, how's it going? It's Joel Ellison from Pinnacle Mountain Gunsmith, and today I bring you the Benelli Nova. Is this potentially the ultimate hunting pump-action shotgun? Well, stick around and find out. In any case, let's go ahead and make sure we're clear. Pop our slide release down there, slide her back, and yes, yep, we are clear in the chamber, and you can't see it, but I can. We're also clear in the magazine tube. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. This particular shotgun I got at the most recent gun show. If you'd like to meet us in person, maybe buy this yourself, you can go to the Greenville Gun Show coming up January 18th and 19th, 2025. If you're watching this after then, this is probably sold. But if not, then, well, come on by, stop by, see us, see what else we have to sell, and I think you'll be impressed. In any case, let's go ahead and get into it. This particular shotgun is a Benelli Nova. It's a stainless steel receiver, but lined with this hard plastic overcoat. The stock is also plastic. It has a nice thick rubber butt pad. Standard trigger, crossbolt safety on, and if you see red on this side, yep, that's safety off. Our loading port is right down here. If you'll notice, this has a solid shell lifter. That means this particular shotgun is also a good choice for mini shells. That's a neat little addition. You can push that down and just start shoving shells in the correct direction, of course. This particular one has a nice, large, highly ventilated rib. We have, coming down the barrel, we have our mid-rib bead coming on down. Swells up slightly to accommodate screw-in chokes. And we have on this particular one a very large, chunky fiber optic sight for the bead. In any case, in order to disassemble this gun, it's really quite easy. First, we have to open the action, pop that button, slide that back, and start unscrewing our magazine cap. This is not captive, but it's kind of a chunky part. You're unlikely to lose this. I like to pull the slide forward a little bit, and we can just slide off our barrel. Big old ring there attaches to the magazine tube. We have right here a good connection point for a sling. And it's nice and easy. And we just have this. And that's really all you need to do for general maintenance, but let me go ahead and break it down a little further. Let's go ahead and get back to this end. We have these two pins. I'm just turning this around just so that you can see it and I can get all of this big long shotgun in frame. But yeah, we have a little nub here on our magazine cap. We have these two pins. Those need to come out. The nub up there kind of lets us push those in a little bit back here on our receiver. These two pins come out the other side. I'm going to use a punch to finish those out. These are captive, by the way. So yeah, you really can't lose these somewhere in a swamp, wherever you're using this gun. And I'm just going to use a punch just because I have it, it's available, and it's easy. But yeah, you don't have to use a punch, but I have it available, and it's right there. Once those two are all the way pulled to the rear, you can get our magazine well out. It seems to want to fight me a little bit. Hang on, stand by. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, we're back, folks. Turns out these pins are not, in fact, captive. My mistake. We have a shorter one that goes in the back and just a little bit longer one that goes in front. Those come all the way out, and we have our action mechanism here. Looks like Powder is going to come join us this time. That's all right. But yeah, those go into these little holes here, and this is the entire mechanism. We also have included in this assembly are shell stops. Yeah, that's what holds the shell from coming out of the magazine tube when you don't intend it to. And we have our elevator right there. And if we go back to our shotgun, we have this open space, and we have our action bars in there. Sometimes these action bars just need a little bit of a lift in order to get the slide out. Otherwise it holds on to the bolt and bolt carrier, which are still inside, which I can get that out here for you in just a second. I must be having a low dexterity day. That's okay, it happens. Once those clear the bolt carrier, the slide is free to come off the magazine tube. Yep, that's a big chunky gripping surface. Once that's there, we're left with this, and the bolt and bolt carrier can come straight out. Well, actually, they come out. I have to hold the bolt. The bolt head itself is just held in there like that, and it's spring loaded, but you can kind of lift it out from the inside once everything else is out. And that just leaves us this little receiver. If you can see right in there, yeah, I've got the light right. Yeah, that's our ejector. It kind of slides and is spring loaded. That way if there's any resistance with the shell coming out, you have a little bit more flexibility than if you had, say, a fixed ejector. That way you can accommodate just about any shotgun shell you can put in this particular receiver. This particular one is rated for 12 gauge, anything from 2 3/4 all the way to 3.5 inch shells. That's some serious firepower right there. Your magazine capacity is of course limited with longer shells, but if you need the power, that's the way to do it. Of course, your shoulder's going to very much hate you after firing a lot of 3.5 inch shells, but you know, that's a trade-off you're sometimes willing to make. Our bolt and bolt carrier itself, it's held together with just a couple of pins. This particular one here at the back, we have a nice big head on this side, which suggests, hey, maybe punch it out from this side instead of from the other. Yeah. And use our punch, just a little finger pressure. And that's our firing pin and firing pin return spring. We have another one right here with our big, large bolt. This has a 2-lug rotating bolt head. It's nice and easy to get primary extraction. Should make this a pretty reliable shotgun. I have not, in fact, actually shot this particular gun, so I don't know how well it shoots. This particular pin is staked in place. Yeah, you can see those 3 little tick marks. So yeah, the bolt head does not need to come out for regular maintenance. You can get to the extractor. That's just this roll pin right there, and comes up all the way on the other side up here. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's really not much to it. Unless you have a compelling need to take the bolt out, i.e. something's broken, I suggest not doing that. But yeah, our firing pin comes out. You can lubricate it, clean it, do whatever you need. Chase out all the water that you got in it because you dropped it in the lake on your duck hunting trip or whatnot. Notice that this is also a inertial firing pin. Even when it's all the way in, the bolt head is locked. It does not protrude out the bolt face with the firing pin held even with the back of the bolt carrier. That way the hammer actually has to really smack it in order for it to go off, which is a good thing for drop safety. Not all shotguns are drop safe. This one, I think, is within, of course, the limits of its design. In order to reassemble that, you gotta push the firing pin and its return spring in, and that should just slide in with this little retaining pin. Let me go ahead and go into the fire control group here. There's not a whole lot to it. I mean, it's like it's all encapsulated here. We have a cartridge stop right here on the left side, and that's what keeps two shells from coming out at the same time. This particular, and the one on the right is what keeps shells in when you're inserting them. It behaves a little bit differently outside the receiver. That's why you have a little bit of resistance with it coming out. But yeah, we have our safety back here, and you can push that in, and the hammer is now free to drop. Boom, there's your hammer. As you come back with the slide, recocks itself, resets the sear, and of course allows you to activate the shell lifter as you come back forward. And once it's forward, it comes back down. It's that simple. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on inside the receiver. You can see the plug right there. That's the end of the follower. It is possible to get the magazine spring out, but that requires a bit of a specialty tool that just hooks onto those two holes, can crimp those together, and that'll come out. There's really not a whole lot else to this. There is something odd about this, though, that makes it kind of useful for home defense, except, of course, with a shorter barrel. You can interrupt the feeding process if you're halfway through it. Like if you want to do, say, a select slug drill, or if you want to change the ammo type that's in the chamber. Let's say you have a full tube loaded up with 4 rounds, and you see something out there that needs a slug in it. You can kind of pull the slide back a little bit and hit this little mystery button right here. That allows you to interrupt the feeding cycle so that the next round does not come out of the magazine. You can dump what's in there out, put in what you want, and run the slide back forward. Then you can fire that shell and repeat the cycle, and you can just feed from the magazine like normal. That's very useful to some people in, say, 3-gun competitions. This particular one would need a bit of a mag extension if you are going to use it for those purposes, but this might be an excellent candidate for that. It is solidly built, by the way. There's really not a whole lot to go wrong in this. It's well designed, well built. I really like these. But yeah, this particular one's going to be for sale at the next gun show, the Greenville Convention Center, January 18th and 19th. Come out and see us, say hi, maybe pick up some merch. I'll be there, of course, but Powder will not. Yeah, she doesn't do crowds so well, and there don't allow animals in there except for service animals, of course. Yeah, she's not exactly a service animal, more of a useless animal. Yeah, she's right here, just off camera. Yeah, as always, I don't control this creature, and of course, yeah, right now, yes. I'll bring that into view. Yeah, she's biting the hand that feeds her, quite literally. In any case, we hope you've enjoyed this look at the Benelli Nova, and until next time, we'll see you. This has been Joel Ellison with Pinnacle Mountain Gunsmithing. If you'd like to help support us more directly, go to pinnaclemountaingunsmithing.com and book us for a service, make an appointment, and we'll be happy to help you out. We're a full-service gun shop, and we've got exciting things coming in the future. We'll see you next time. Bye.